disappeared in Timmins. And somebody.
Oh, hey! There's gonna be a podcast tonight. Podcast tonight, I know.
We're so good at knowing when it's live. Just so delayed that we just kind of just jump in whenever we want.
I like it.
All right.
So, welcome to this week's podcast. I just shared an unrelated video on Instagram because that's how I spend my time. How are you doing this week, Dan?
I'm sore. I had.
Why are you sore?
I had 6 teeth taken out on Friday.
Jesus.
I had 4 wisdoms and then 2 molars. And I went and partied the next night. And so it's sore now, but I don't think it's bad sore. No dry sockets.
Yeah, for sure. You got big holes in the back of your mouth?
Freaking hope. Yeah, I got 4 holes and then 2 holes. One there and one here.
Nice.
Yeah.
But do you keep putting your tongue in it?
Yeah, by accident. Yeah. It's a tendency because the one over here was broken so badly that I had to always use my tongue to pick out all the food, which is so gross. But yeah, I just have this tendency now to just like fucking.
Yeah. All of mine healed over except my bottom on this side. I had it like a long time ago, but it never quite filled in, so there's still an indent. So every once in a while, something gets caught in it, and I got to make a gross slurping sound to get shit out.
Oh man, that was my life the past like month and a half. Just be like sitting there, like, Sorry, Kristen. I'm sorry. I just got something stuck in my teeth.
Yep.
Well, all right. So we'll start her off with our bandwagon from last week.
Bandwagon. Also, welcome
Jersey,
to any followers from Leafs Nation. We just we shared on Twitter for our first time today, so we're excited to see our new viewer.
Yeah, see how this goes. Yep. Each week we jump on a team's bandwagon in the hopes to really find some good hockey. We're not looking for like winners. We're not looking for anything. We're just looking for good hockey. So this week we picked the New Jersey Devils. They played the Blues, the Oilers, the
Panthers,
and the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks. So I mean they're definitely 11-4 for a reason. Like they're ahead in their division right now. And
I was gonna say I thought I really got the opposite from watching them. So this would be interesting to hear what you thought of the games.
Yeah. So then from my point of view, it's tough to say that they're not a flash in the pan because they don't score many of their goals in the rush. From what I saw, a lot of it was when they got in the zone and set up around the net, but that was very rare when it happened. So my beef with it, and I get your point, and I'm not saying you're wrong by any means, because they certainly rely on Corey Schneider, like through these games.
I haven't even made my point, and you're already conceding to me.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is that like you can't ignore the fact that Schneid's is just carrying this team. But at the same time, I don't want to discredit because there were so many goals in those games in which they lost where they could have gone ahead and gone 3-0, 4-0. And it was just like they hit the side of the net or they, one pass too many kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of when the Habs were playing well. It's like, yeah, it's great. They look good. They can score 2 goals. That's great until your goalie stops playing well. I mean, that's really all it is it's like I have a cynical point of view because I'm a Habs fan. And like I've seen what happens when you think that a team that can score 2 goals is good enough offensively.
Yeah, I will say.
And a team that's barely getting 25 shots a game.
And yeah, that's the big difference.
Like, that's a really high shooting percentage.
Shots. Yeah, and they're letting a lot of shots go against them. But the comparison there, I would say that the Devils, in comparison, would be more skilled now than the Habs. Let's say, okay, so then here's the comparison there is that Devils are more skilled now, but the Habs, with that same logic, had a better goaltending.
They also had a better system.
Score. And the system. Well, yeah.
It's just, and that's where the big difference was. But that, like, New Jersey can score. The Habs won the games that they won with their system. Like New Jersey has the skill and the heads-up play, and they're exciting, but they can't, like, against teams that know what they're doing defensively, like the top half of the league. It doesn't look like they're able to do very much. Like they hardly got 25 shots in against both St. Louis and Florida.
It would have been Florida, and that's not even to say that Florida's in the top of the league.
No, but they're solid defensively. Like if you look at their decor, like they have a good decor.
Yeah. So, and that's a great point because it's a young team that hasn't quite done the system long enough, I guess.
Yeah. So let's get into the games. St. Louis. That's first note that I had was 40-22 in shots, and again, like all of my notes for all of the games are like, holy Corey Schneider. Like I'm a big goalie fan, as you can tell. Like I grew up, all of my favorite players always seem to be goalies. And man, Corey's fun because he's not only like like when you watch Carey and you're impressed when he's on his game because he's so composed and on his game. Like Schneider's like almost like Dominic Hasek level like excitement. Like it's just he's just all like I don't know what
when Carey's on. When Carey's on, it's like a pitcher's duel in baseball. It's boring. It's boring to watch because he's not flailing around. You know, he's just standing right there, and the puck hits him in the logo, and that's it. Game over, or not game over. You know, play over. Okay. So, Corey Schneider absolutely was the same way, but yeah, no, not in any way as shut down because you get rebounds aplenty.
Yeah, I know, and like it's just he's so many across the I know, like I love it. It reminds me of like Patrick Waugh back in the day. Maybe not as high consistency. That's the other thing I noticed. But yeah, like I just loved watching him. I mean, St. Louis, I got what I expected from them. Lots of puck movement.
Yeah, and you look at the box score and you'd think that holy crap, Tarasenko and that first line had a time. But Tarasenko's goal was a softie compared to all the millions of saves that he was making.
Both goals in that game. I know, like they had to work so hard to get it by Schneider, which I was really impressed with. Like that second goal that
got him on the board, yeah.
And that the second goal they got was the one-timer, and they worked it like I think 4 guys touched it within like 10 seconds before they shot it. Like you could tell that they were really going out of their way to get that puck moving.
Oh, yeah. And that was right at the start of the period, too. So it was just like they came out with a plan and executed big time.
For sure.
Another thing I had was that, the Devils are super great breaking out of their zone when they can.
Yeah, for sure. When they don't get swallowed in the neutral zone, they do a really good job. That's a great segue. I think that game, although it was kind of rough, I would consider it a win just because, like, I kind of almost rediscovered Corey Schneider. Like, I knew he was good, but it's been so long since I've watched him. I really got to appreciate it.
And quickly too, that could have been a game that the Devils could have put it away in the second period as well. Like, because St. Louis didn't come on until the third period in the very beginning, and so that shows another bit of that youngness that just putting the pucks in the net and put it away.
That's it, yeah, and like that's the other thing. Just is you can tell, like, because they let them have 40 shots, a lot of them were from the outside.
Yeah.
And
that's very much a Hab thing too.
That's it. It's like they're letting them get the shots, but they're pushing them to the areas where they know that Schneid's is going to be able to make the save.
Yeah, and then we move on to the next game against the Oilers, which
was Oilers!
Overtime game. That was when the Devils were actually up, and the Oilers came back and won that.
Yeah. I mean, both teams were full of holes.
McDoodle show.
Oh my God, I've like, it's been a while since there's just one player that I love watching as much as McDavid, but it's just like, wow. It's just like I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't know what the deal is with Shlepyshev, but I don't think he gets too much ice time. But he had quite the little snipe too, because it was just stick handle, snipe, done. Short side too.
Yeah, he really picked a good spot for that one.
It was.
That's what I said against that is, the Oilers' D is even more painful than New Jersey's was. At least New Jersey, like they're aware of the game plan. They have so many young guys and holes. But like, man, Edmonton, my God, it's like they're not even facing the right way sometimes.
Yeah, but still, Darnell Nurse for Mitch Marner, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, straight up. But like I consider it a win. I don't have much to say about it. It was pretty rough. But like both teams had a lot of get up and go. No, that's it. Like it was enjoyable, but like I don't have much critique. It was just like it was a fast game of hockey where guys, it didn't look like either team was very concerned with what was going on in their own end.
Yeah, it was get the puck out and do it in their end.
Yeah, yeah. Which I mean, I'm down for that. Like as we've been going through, I'm really starting to like. I always have been a critique of defense. I guess that's because I again been trained to watch a Hab system which has shitty offense. So you got to appreciate something.
You're a goalie apologist. If you're a fan of goalies, then
yeah.
Then it's the people in front of you that you got to blame. And if it's good, then you're going to be good.
Yeah, I'm always just like, God, the defense is trash. Not letting them see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only when they get beat clean. And that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Panthers, they got outshot like crazy. Schneider's just a beast.
I didn't even put down what the score was. Did they win that? They lost
won.
That one.
They won 2-1.
Yes.
Yeah, like like again, that game was the one that really just like hit me with like, I've seen this before. Like,
I'm like, yeah, the Panthers are experienced, but man, they're not gonna outskate you or anything like that either.
Yeah, like it was
very
like,
odd.
That was just, and both of the goals were like kind of shitty. Not like they made it happen, but it wasn't like nothing beat clean, nothing super skilled. Like it was mostly just like, we won. All right, let's go. Let's play the Blackhawks, and that was a fun game because they won.
Yeah, and there was 12 goals.
Yeah, like holy shit.
They have so many young guys. Like there's I keep wanting to call him John Gibbons. It's Brian Gibbons.
John Gibbons.
Yeah. Could you imagine John Gibbons skating? Frig, I think he's from Texas. I doubt he's ever been on ice skates.
Maybe.
Anyway. Well,
he lives in if he lives in Toronto.
I don't think he lives there in the winter.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I'm sure they've made him do a photo op. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, so what did Brian Gibbons do?
I don't know. They got a bunch of young guys. Brian Gibbons, and then it was Miles Wood. It was the other young guy. They got so many young guys I've never heard of. And like we almost made a segment. Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah. Based on that. Yeah,
like Miles Wood. Holy crap. He had a hat trick in that game. And one in particular, and it was nuts. He had two guys draped all over him, and he just accepts a pass and slaps it in right in front of the net. I just thought that was worth mentioning. Not only the hat trick.
Well, that's like that whole game was just like I wrote down the shots. It was 38-44 because like I've been noticing that all week, and like the Panthers still like Keith Kincaid made like what 39 saves.
Oh yeah. Yeah, still like holy crap. Man. Like that's actually a pretty good performance from your backup goaltender.
That's what I mean.
He
like,
gave up 5 goals. Like
like he got the W.
You almost expect because you wanted to have your guys put a game out there if you're gonna bring out your backup goaltender.
For sure. And this, we had this game made me reconsider like all week how I was just like, nope, flash in the pan. These guys are just like the Habs. I mean, they had games like that, but I mean, also my first note was, so this is what it looks like without Schneider because they were up 4-1 by the end of the first. But it was, I just, again, like they impressed me a lot in that game. I know that Chicago is not as good as they used to be, but again, like, New Jersey seems to have a way of pulling these no-name guys out. I don't know if it's out of necessity or what, but I noticed Damon Severson is still there, who he really broke out a few years ago. I remember we fought over him in fantasy.
Yeah, and then he's like, you just don't really hear from him anymore. And
but it's good to see he's still playing. He's good in the lineup,
and because it's a surprising lineup because it's like they got a guy Adam Henrique too, right? Like it's not like he's bad.
Yeah,
he was never really bad. It was just the supporting cast.
Yeah,
you get Nico Hershier with him too. So
for sure.
I think things are looking up for the Devils, considering
I definitely
4-2 as well.
I think, like I said, I think that the record is massively skewed by how good their goalie is. I think they're a better team than I sound like I'm giving them credit for. But at the same time, I think they've gotten a couple of games stolen for them.
Yeah.
Which I'm used to. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. I've been that optimistic.
Because the one thing that you really want to look at too is just off the first off the first thing you want to look for is the goal differential. You know, I find that is actually very important because I remember last year when Columbus started out their terrible season, they were still like a plus goal differential, but at the bottom of the standing. So it kind of like said like, okay, well, these guys aren't as bad as they're playing or that it's ending. I was going to say
the eye test from what I watched would tell me the exact opposite, because to me, it looked like a team that was really, really being held in the game by a goalie.
Yeah. No, I mean, you look at everything else other than goal differential, and that's what it pretty much looks like. Mad shots, don't score in the power play. So, I don't know. There's room, and then there's reason why they would fizzle out as well.
Yeah, I mean, young guys early in the season. Again, like I said, just so many things that I've seen before that I hope I don't really care. But, I'd be okay to be wrong. It's just, yeah. Anyways, we're moving into our newest segment, the skid mark of the week. We've named it this because, well, here's our description. It is in brackets fantasy because we play fantasy hockey, but we don't necessarily really want to make this podcast about it. But every once in a while, there's a fantasy darling we want to talk about. And then also...
Can't just ignore it.
Yeah, no, exactly. So... but basically the idea is it's a player who's usually shit, but is having some sort of streak.
Hence the skid mark.
Yes. Or again, skid mark we'll interpret that how we feel necessary. So our skid marks in the traditional sense this week are Jason Zucker for having 6 goals in 3 games, and Derek England.
Las Vegas' own 1 goal and 3 assists in 3 games. So yeah, we're only going to look at the past 7 days because 7-day podcast. So those are your skid marks for the week. If you feel lucky, go pick them up in your fantasy league.
Yes, and let us know. Tweet to us at our Twitter
at
and or Leafs Nation
67 at Bob NTG at Fryman29. Add them all up.
And also for skid mark of the week, we noticed that our buddy over in Washington, Nick Backstrom, is on a little bit of a skid. So we thought we would, since we're not really sure what to do with this segment yet, I'm just going to pull up his stats here. He's got more than 10, or was that 10 points?
2, 5, 6,
10 points. 10 points in the first 5 games, and then he's had 1, 2, 3 since.
Oh man!
So again, we've been watching.
Games, he just doesn't even show up.
Yeah, and he's still getting all his shift. He's still getting all his time. Any of the games that we've watched, I can't say that I noticed or didn't notice him. I mean, I just thought he was there. He's participated. He just must be cold. Just keep an eye this week. If you want to make a trade in your league, bring this up. Be like, this guy can't even score. I'll give you Tyler Bozak for him.
No, why would you do that? Because what if he turns it around? Somebody you want to go after and offer Tyler Bozak.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you go find the guy that has Backstrom and you give him Tyler Bozak. Because obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, you have Tyler Bozak.
Yo, Bozy's, come on.
All right.
No, fourth line garbage.
On to our crap news. Dan kind of ruined my news segment. I was all excited because I thought they had also released new jerseys for the Leafs, but it was just jerseys for the Habs Sens NHL 100 Classic.
Yeah, dates are hard. I understand.
I know. I googled it. That's what really,
1 year apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Habs and Sens released their NHL 100 classic jerseys, and
like my whole bit was having those other jerseys there. Like the joke was that the winner, like the new jerseys are like they're what you'd expect a redesigned jersey to be, and then of course the Sens just come out here with the most like dog shit, ugly looking jerseys. Like they've only ever done one cool jersey, which was the blackout jersey. Everything else is just like some shitty nonsense.
And honestly, this kind of does look like the Sens jersey looks like a really crappy knockoff of the Heritage jersey, where they brought in the original O.
Yeah,
it looks super, super cool. And then this looks like I designed the jersey, like a colorblind guy was like,
that's it.
Like red, it's black.
That's it.
White and gray, I guess.
Let's put white and gray in the middle. That's fine.
Point to what our buddy Creature said, who's in Ottawa. At least they didn't use those gigantic, annoying numbers on the arm.
Yeah, true.
Oh, yeah, and there's another one from me. It's like, what's with the workbench feel?
Why does it look like it's taken in my dad's garage? That's funny. I wonder. It must be at the place where they make the jerseys, like where it probably like right off the press.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's like any sort of Photoshop action to that, but
no, I don't think so.
See it. Yeah, it's like they just needed a background, so they threw in a workbench.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the case.
Well, that's good news. Again, like my bit kind of got ruined. Teemu and Paul Kariya are in the Hall of Fame.
Your favorite duo.
They're the best. I don't know. I was kind of a Colorado fan growing up. Like I said, I'm a goalie fan, so I followed Patrick Waugh through his career. And like when they went from the Ducks to Colorado for those couple of years, it was just like, what is going on? Like, I wasn't very excited about the salary cap. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. No, salary cap totally ruined all of that. But, Solani, Kariya in the Hall of Fame, their induction video leading up to it was hilarious because the whole thing was them. They were trying to do a photo shoot together. And, trying to do just like some sort of nominee video where both of them have to just walk up to the camera and stand there and stare at it.
Yeah.
And I guess they took so many takes because they just kept laughing and and Solani kept making fun of Kariya's height. Even though
yeah, the same height. Yeah.
and actually during that video, Kariya mentioned, he's like, he turns to Solani, he's like, do you remember when I got drafted? My draft weight was like 5'11", 185, and here I was at like 5'7", 155.
Yeah.
and they're both laughing at it, and it's just like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That's so funny. Meanwhile, Teemu comes in and scores 70 plus.
Come on. Yeah, like that will never in a million years that record will not be touched.
No.
Never,
honestly,
never.
Looking back on it, like I really enjoyed watching Teemu, and I watched a lot of him growing up just because Mighty Ducks and all of that, being a fan of the movies, thinking that the team had anything to do with the movies, and just like I was such a big fan of those two growing up, and like I didn't realize until I got older like how special, like Solani in particular, like Kariya was really good, but like Solani is possibly one of the best players of all time, like almost top 10.
Oh man, yeah, and it's the almighty argument. Once you put up 70 goals as a rookie, how do you not throw your name into that argument? Just as one of the greatest.
And it's not like he ever took much time off. He's always been a consistent scorer. He's almost always been in the top 6. Like he's been through. He's like Yager. When they started, hockey was a totally different sport.
And they've adapted. And well, Yager's adapted. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. And I mean, even Teemu did. Like he played old enough.
He did, yeah. I mean,
he only retired 3 years ago?
Jesus. Yeah, he played right up 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
And he was 27 points. He was effective in the playoffs. Why the hell not? But both of those guys were point of player games.
Yep.
Friggin' holy moly. Solani played over 1,450 games. Like, that's nuts.
Especially for a small guy like that, everyone would be like, he won't be able to hang it in the NHL. It's like he didn't get hit.
76 goals in 84 games.
Yeah,
that's so disgusting.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god. Another guy that was inducted into the Hall of Fame, Dave Vanderchuk, and I mentioned this to you. I'm sorry, I just saw on Twitter the Oilers traded for Mike Camilleri.
Oh, really?
They traded UC Jokinen.
What year is this?
What? Kipper, come on.
Did they pull him in the middle of the game and trade him in between periods?
Like what? Like,
remember when the Habs did that to Mike Camilleri?
Yeah, really.
Wow. Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, good news. Good news.
35 years old, Mike Camilleri. That's just a change of scenery trade right there.
Yeah.
Because Camilleri is not doing much in LA and Jokinen's doing even less.
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Nice little breaking trade during the pod.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kipper.
Yeah.
Once, maybe.
Yeah, for something. Although I'm sure his team was less than hot.
It was just announcing the trade. It wasn't even a take. So, cold take. Yeah, but as I was mentioning to you with the Hall of Fame inductions, Dave Vanderchuk, he scored a whack of goals in his 93 seasons. A whack of them. I think it was 50 or something. 50 or 50 plus.
Yeah.
And 36 of them were power play goals. Like, just take that and do it into it. Like, think about that.
That's a lot of power plays. It's a lot of power.
Some guys don't even score 37 goals.
He's a powerful man.
He was. Dave Vanderchuk. He's slow as crap. Powerful.
Also, a guy named Goyette and Mark Recchi got inducted into the Hall of Fame as well.
Good guys, good quotes.
Yeah. And then the last of our news, our league-wide news. Whoa. Everybody go to TSN and read the letter from Kalturis.
Yeah, he loves his food. Definitely,
he loves Ottawa food. Yeah, and like the whole thing made me hungry. Made me really like wish I could go and have a poutine and a nice hot chicken sandwich or something.
Oh yeah, right in the Byward.
I just I miss it.
Yeah.
All right.
So, some other news.
Habs got Niemi.
The goaltender was picked up.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to give my no bullshit take on this because we're going to get into a lot of bullshit about this when we get on Twitter. Better safe than sorry. We have lots of cap. Who are we kidding? Give Carey as much time as he needs. Run Lindgren with Niemi. And give Carey as much time as he needs to get back. And as he gets back, if Lindgren is still tearing it up, trade him for a defenseman, and we still have Montoya and Niemi.
Oh, God. I thought you were talking about Carey. If he's still healthy, trade Carey for a defenseman.
No.
Jeez, you've been hanging out with the Leafs too long.
No. Not trade Carey.
No,
trade Lindgren.
Yes. Trade him while the stock is up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at best, Carey comes back, takes over. Doesn't really matter who our backup is. At worst, we keep playing as shitty as we've been playing, and we get a good draft pick. And set up the team better for next year. Because I think the Habs, as much as they suck, they aren't very many pieces away. It's just a matter of filling it out.
Or I think it's the bigger pieces that you're missing.
You got
the goaltending. You got Shea Weber too, though. I mean, how do you say
And that's what I mean. That's where it's like if you can take a guy like Lindgren who had slim to no value and turn him into a piece that either thickens up that defense or makes those forward positions more competitive, that's only going to be good. Like having a goalie be like playing that well on a mediocre team isn't really helping anyone. Let's be real.
And I mean, with the lottery pick, I mean, That is a team full of not rental guys, but like attractive contracts. Yep. You know what I mean? That if they aren't playing well, you could turn it around into something that's probably worth more. Like
that's what I mean. Like imagine a world where the Habs, you know, just miss a wild card spot, but win maybe not just miss a wild card spot, but who knows in our division. Anyways, like Habs get lucky and draw third pick. You know, all of a sudden it's no longer like, will the Habs rebuild or not? It's like, how soon is this kid going to make it up so the Habs can fill it around him, because they have the cap and they have the depth. They just don't have the star power.
Yeah.
Like we have Pacioretty. That's it. Pacioretty is our bright spot.
I guess that's the big thing too, is that you don't necessarily have to be the bottom 5 to get a top 5 pick.
No, that's it. That's where the new type of draft comes in, where you don't have to necessarily tank, but it's just like, if you trade your goalie, that's going to keep you, you know what I mean? Like if Carey is healthy and it's up to him to make the wins, that's okay in my books. But like Lindgren holding us in and not providing us any value when we know who Carey Price is and when he's healthy, it's just like, I don't know. Again, I'm quite a big Carey fanboy, but I just like, we have Montoya and now Niemi and Zach Fucale. Like it's not looking dire in the goalie market. So if Lindgren is hot, trade him while he's hot. That's my
point. And I guess there was a weird comment from Bergevin too today with Zachary Fucale, with just wondering why is he not being called up. And I guess he just, like Bergevin, from what I saw on Twitter, I didn't see his reaction, but it sounded like he kind of blew it off and was just like, he doesn't have the playing time.
That's it.
Okay, I guess. Why do you
call up your starter from the AHL to sit on the bench?
Yeah,
because Lindgren, it's not like Lindgren is playing poorly. If Lindgren was playing poorly, I would agree.
Yeah. Nope, that's a good call. Yeah, it was just no, that totally makes sense, because if Lindgren's playing like crap, then why keep him in there if he's an RFA at the end of the season too? So that's my take on the Habs. I mean, I guess that's actually the most I've had to say about the Habs, even though I opened it with saying there's not much to say. I mean, the past few weeks we've just really been like, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I know it's because I'm not hiding under a paper bag anymore. At least like it's not horrible to watch, and Lindgren's not like, he's impressive. Like I said, it's almost like I just want Carey to get healthy so we can see what the future holds.
Yeah, exactly. And the Leafs are on a 4-game winning streak right now.
Ooh.
They're playing dang good. And you know what? Speaking of trades,
Saturday to blow it.
Honestly, speaking of trades, though, the Leafs are 3-0 without Austin Matthews.
Trade him.
So, yeah, we need a number 1 defenseman.
We'll trade you Shea Weber for him.
N-O. That's how you spell trade Austin Matthews. No!
Oh! All right. Go ahead.
They almost let a game go away against Vegas. They beat Minnesota when they shouldn't have. Like, they got outpossessed so badly that it was very surprising that it was just thankful that Frederik Andersen actually stayed in the game. And then this weekend they beat Boston Friday and Saturday nights in Toronto and in Boston.
Nice. Ooh, that's a satisfying feeling. Yeah, that's one that I would be happy for the Leafs.
6 straight wins against Boston too.
I also noticed that even though we have more games played, the Habs are ahead of Boston in the standings.
Yep. Yeah, Boston's like just 14th or something in the conference. Yeah, and I get to roast my boss at work in the hopes that he doesn't fire me. He asked me today. He's like, "Hey Dan, how's the teeth feeling?" I was like, "Well, you know what? Over the weekend, I was kind of feeling like the Bruins, but then I was starting to feel like the Leafs by the end of it." He was like, I knew you were going to bring it up. I knew you were going to bring it up. I didn't even want to ask because he's in the boardroom with our radio station's owner. So I thought, I'm not going to get very many opportunities today to say this. I got to take my chance.
That's funny. That's good.
Yeah. So Leafs are playing really good right now, and as soon as Vegas makes them the favorites for the Stanley Cup again, then it's all going to go downhill.
Yeah.
And then Leafs and Habs this Saturday for the birthday boy.
Yay! Happy birthday!
Bob's turning the ripe age of 45, 27.
Yeah. Is that how old I'm turning? What year is it?
It's 20. You're turning 27. You're turning the age in which everybody important dies.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
So I'm
So you
good.
can join the likes of Jimi Hendrix.
No, I'm good.
So you're good.
I'm not important.
Yeah.
I'd have to make something of myself first. All right. Tweet of the week. I guess we're gonna start with our shit tweets. We're gonna dive into
Get the Vegas tweets out.
Yeah. Again, like it's almost too easy. This week we just picked up a couple of really guy. Like, do you really he must have a tweet count, I swear. Hey,
yeah, there's certainly a quota.
It's pretty cold in Edmonton, yo.
Yo.
Guess the Vegas Golden Knights will have to bring the heat. Heat up.
Good tweet. Heat up.
Yeah. 1,900 likes. Like, oh my god. Don't reinforce that.
Who liked it? Oh, man.
I know.
All right, get it out of here. Get it out of here. What's the next one? Marshall Bergevin.
Here's another Vegas Golden Knights tweet. Wouldn't it be okay sign if our goalie gave up fewer goals than their goalie tonight?
Why? Just why tweet that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a crap tweet.
Yeah,
crap tweet.
Crap tweet. That's a no from me.
I guess. Yeah. We noticed that they're getting better.
They are. They're certainly
they're good.
The frequency of the shit tweets has drastically reduced since last week.
Well, last week was the peak.
I know, that was a whole day's worth of just trash.
And it was because they were playing Toronto.
Oh, I see. They're really trying to hit that Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right. Well, so this one I couldn't decide whether it belonged in the trash tweets or the good tweets. But we're going to start out with it. It's user who wishes they would ban Nazis. So he has an opinion, obviously. Bergevin before his press conference today. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, Anthony Yemi. There's vomit on his first line already. Pacioretty, he's nervous. But on the surface, he looks calm and ready to drop Houdon. But he keeps Sean Benny.
That's so cold.
I know,
not a crap tweet at all.
It's not. I know. I'm just mad because he called Pacioretty vomit. Because Pacioretty's he's the only good thing we got. But he's a Leaf fan, so what can you do? So
that's where that bias came from.
I'll give it to him. But yeah, that's really all. That's the only thing that I have. I like it. I like it. Go and like this tweet. Tell the guy the Leafs suck. Here's one from one of my personal favorite Twitter accounts. Danny Heatley. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good one. He only follows two. I think he follows one account actually, and it's Bacardi Canada.
Nice. All right, so here's his response. This is Mark Bergevin. Everyone keeps saying, why did we pick up Niemi? We see his stats, okay? We know he sucked in Florida, but most guys suck there. You ever been to Palm Beach? How the fuck are you going to play hockey with fake tits and $5 margs in your face every goddamn night? It's not like Carey's getting any better either. He won't even rehab. He only plays the new Call of Duty every day. Who do you want us to sign? Fucking Rick DiPietro? We don't know what to fucking do. Let us know if you're so smart. Marcus Bergevin. I didn't notice.
Marcus Bergevin. Yeah, I mean, the next best signing would be Rick DiPietro, I suppose.
No, it'd be Ilya Brizgalov.
Oh, yeah. But he's got segments on Sportsnet now.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that one. So yeah, I'm pretty sure all of our tweets from here on out are Niemi. Here we go. Stars. Niemi sucks, so let's buy him out. Penguins. Maybe Niemi doesn't suck. Let's sign him. Penguins. Maybe Niemi
second
sucks. Let's waive him. Panthers. Maybe Niemi doesn't suck. Let's pick him up off waivers. Niemi sucks. Let's waive him. Mark Bergevin. Maybe Niemi doesn't suck.
Maybe this time. What's the definition of insanity?
Yeah. But again, they have the cap space. I don't like.
I mean, you may as well try it. If it works, then it works. You know, you're good. But
it's not like the Habs are itching for money.
Oh, it's low risk. Considering it's a $700,000 cap hit, like you wouldn't even notice him getting on the books.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. It's funny, but that's the thing is the Habs are like the Leafs. It's like at the end of the day, it's just money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, I like this one. This Stuart Patterson, sick tweet, bud. Replies to Carey Price saying it won't be very long, and this is what all Habs fans were saying, especially after we signed Niemi.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you. I don't.
It seems odd though. I don't know. Is it a case of a team not wanting to disclose what's exactly wrong with him?
I think it's that nagging fucking groin injury that they don't know
if it's long term, if just resting would be better for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I agree with you. I think that is part of it, but at the same time, it's just like I feel like they don't know. That's it. And why do you rush a guy back when you're already kind of mediocre?
Yeah. And it's like it's I mean, I guess when you're not mediocre, because without Austin Matthews, there was just like, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? And Babcock says, you know, I'll tell you right now, he's day to day, and then if you see him out there, then he's closer to that. Okay, how's that?
Yeah, for sure.
Whether or not he broke a fingernail and just can't grip a stick properly, or if it's something that's actually going to sideline him for a long time if he doesn't rest, we're not going to tell you.
Yeah,
we're just simply not going to tell you.
The one quote that I did hear that Carey himself said is that if it was the playoffs, he would be playing.
Okay. So I would say it's good news. At the same time, don't rush him back then.
For sure.
If it is a playable thing, then it's something that's going to keep on nagging.
Yeah. No, for sure. Agreed. All right. And our last tweet is not hockey related at all, but there's this Asian dude that Dan sent me a tweet.
Oh, this is sick. Look at this presentation of how fast this ball goes. They just show
165.
And then they just have the graphic ready.
Oh man, they definitely have the graphic ready. It's Japan. Are you kidding me? They got a graphic for everything.
God, that's so cool. I want that at the Jays games.
We should get that for the podcast.
Good point. And then we'll screen share. Good point.
Yeah. I like it. I'm in.
Yeah, but that's 102 miles per hour, by the way. 165 kilometers an hour.
That's insane.
Japanese sensation coming over to the MLB.
All right,
let's move on to our bandwagon of the week for this week.
No, we're not. It's time for the filler time.
Our weekly filler.
So here's our filler of the week. Is that Ryan Reeves?
I want that shirt.
I know. Honestly, I want that shirt too. Like, this is about as good as t-shirts get. Honestly, like
go to a print shop and get that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like that's a hell of a t-shirt. If any of our fans, our 0 viewers out there, want to buy us anything, this is what you should buy us.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Filler. Or our sponsors.
Yeah, Ryan Reeves sponsor us.
Yeah.
No, Phil Kessel.
Yeah, sponsored by Phil Kessel and Okanagan apple cider.
Yeah. And these really cool glasses.
It's actually good shit. I like those glasses.
Woo! It's
right.
a party up in here, at least 4-0. Woo!
Now it's time for the bandwagon of the week. Oh, also, shout out to dailyfaceoff.com because that's the website that we use to make our bandwagon of the week every week. They updated their website. Now they include the player or the team's
records,
which is really nice.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So our top teams this week, let's start with the runners up. I picked Colorado and Minnesota because I really like watching Washington and Nashville, and I really got to stop doing that. But I'm going to add them as honorable mentions because you're almost guaranteed good hockey. So yeah, Colorado, Minnesota. Colorado's playing Washington, Nashville, Detroit. Minnesota is playing Philly, Washington, Nashville.
Yeah, and I had the Jets and Minnesota as mine as well. So the Jets, they're playing. They don't have a stellar schedule that they're playing, but they're playing really well right now. Shifley's playing some of the best hockey in the league. They're playing the Yotes, they're playing the Flyers, they're playing the Devils, and they're playing the Predators this week. So against Philly and the Predators for sure, that's going to be a hard hitting game.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'll probably be watching that regardless.
Yeah. So then our pick this week is a little off the board. We're gonna go for some teams that we haven't actually seen. So we got Buffalo, Buffalo Sabres. Which and to our point, if it's crap hockey, then we get to rip on the Buffalo Sabres. So
yeah, exactly. It's like, and they're playing Pittsburgh, Detroit, and Carolina. We haven't really watched Buffalo or Carolina. We figured Pittsburgh's a pretty safe bet. Detroit's a fun team to watch, but we haven't watched them either. So we're hoping that that it's at least fun to watch. Again, we've been surprised a few times where we've been skeptical coming into the week. It's really, you
find a reason for it to be good. I mean, whether it's because it's not so because you don't want to look at into these games as, as one brand of hockey, because I think what these games have done is really opened our eyes into certain different systems. When we watched the Ottawa Senators, we grew an appreciation for the system that they played and how they, executed so well.
That's their, I love Guy Boucher. Guy Boucher is a fucking genius.
He's a Bond villain. That's why
it's unreal what that team does. Like, oh man, I love it. And like, he gets every single one of them to buy in. Like, it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Yeah. I hate that I'm giving Ottawa so many props. Like, we keep shouting Ottawa out. It's like, God damn it. But
Mark Crawford is an assistant coach too, so you got some damn good coaches on there, and it's frustrating. I know. Frustratingly awesome. That's the Senators. Yeah, so Pittsburgh, Detroit, Carolina. We're jumping on the Buffalo Sabres bandwagon. There's nothing good about the city of Buffalo, by the way. I don't like it. No. The only good thing is that the Leafs are able to fill their arena.
Nope.
Yep.
Sick.
I think that's it. Crapshoots Hockey Podcast.
Yeah. Sponsored by GemWeb and Pick Studio.
And Phil Kessel.
And indirect, not in spirit. Phil doesn't actually give us anything but inspiration.
That's it. Yeah, no. Right here, Phil. Right here. Just call us. I'm going to reach out to you. You're not on Twitter very often, but you'll reply to my tweet.
Honestly, I guarantee he's my favorite Leaf of all time. I don't even think there's a close second.
Oh, man. If we're going to get into this, it's just like the best, worst Leafs, but not really. Like, he was an amazing.
He was awesome. He was so good. That's the thing. It's just like everything he did for the Leafs was amazing, and all they ever did was shit.
Never appreciated. Never appreciated.
That's why he's my favorite.
Man, and I feel so bad ever since he won the cup, because during that run, I was like, I want him to win the cup just so I can eat my words.
Yeah. Man. Honestly, that was the big thing for me as a non-Leaf fan. I'm like, this guy score. Like, what more do you want this guy to do? And everyone's just shitting on him.
Yeah, lead the team. Stop eating hot dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you. He's so good.
God, I was gonna say he can eat as many hot dogs as he wants if he scores 40 goals.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah, he can hot dog them too.
Hey,
what up? All right. Well, thanks for coming out. Watch Buffalo this week, and keep an eye on my Twitch. I don't think we're gonna do it tonight. It's kind of late.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But we're gonna start doing a Twitch stream of us playing Chell, maybe playing one of our games of the week.
Yep.
But yeah, and maybe some
actually a good one to broadcast this week might actually be the if we play the Leafs Habs on before Saturday.
Let's do it. We can do it. We can broadcast it from your house.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Have an audience.
Yeah, we'll do a live stream.
Drunkards.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun. I think Heater's coming up and
beauty.
Yeah, so we'll see. Let's go to I haven't talked to Bonnerus, but we will. If any of our viewers are out there in the London and Woodstock region this weekend, come party!
It's this toilet seat wearing's birthday.
It's
a birthday this weekend.
Party tonight.